And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got a great panel coming up, and you're not going to want to miss this. But before we get to them, I want to tell you about a fantastic book that's out there. And it's not just me saying it's fantastic. It's an Amazon #1 bestseller. And there it is on your screen. And it's by Newsmax contributor and political analyst, the great Dick Morris. It's Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. I want you to get your hands on this, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, a #1 Amazon bestseller. Go to powergrab411.com. That's powergrab411.com. Could it be easier? And get your copy right now. All right, folks, joining us on the Malzberg panel, I'm happy to say he's back in the saddle, retired Major General in the U.S. Army and founder of Stand Up America, Paul E. Vallely, and the president of the Kurdistan National Assembly of Syria, Dr. Sherkoh Abbas, joins us. And we're just fortunate enough to have both of you gentlemen. And I thank both of you. And nice to meet you, Doctor. And General, I'd like to ask you first and foremost, because we do have a segment now and then a segment after my next interview. So let's address this if we can. What is going on in Kobani? How is it possible that, I mean, I've heard reports from the ground there. You probably know a lot more than me, though. Why aren't we helping these people? Why didn't we do more to prevent ISIS from gaining to the point that they're poised for a victory and a massacre right now? What are we doing or not doing?
Well, that's the question to be answered, Steve. And I've gone over this greatly with Sherkoh earlier today, and a retired brigadier general who is he was actually embedded with the Kurdish military. But here's the thing. We ought to be able to put a joint task force, strike force operation together of Marine Recon, Special Operations Forces, SEALs, airborne infantry with helicopters there, and go in and provide support in Kobani immediately. The Turks will do nothing. They're sitting there because of their bad relationship with the Kurds, which is historic. But shame on Turkey for not standing up and doing something about this. Well, we're going to see thousands perhaps massacred in Kobani. But the Kurds need our support more so than the Iraqi army that we can't depend on. The Kurds are good. They're professional. They need help now, not tomorrow. And we need to conduct joint strike force operations to take out the ISIS forces in that area within 24 hours.
Now, welcome to the show, Doctor. Appreciate you coming on. You know, the reports are that the Turkish tanks are along the border, but they're just basically sitting there and watching it all.
Thank you, Steve, for inviting me. Thank you again for my friend, General. You're absolutely right. As General said, I echo what he said. The issue is right now, Kobani, Turks will not do anything. The Turks want to create a buffer zone that they can rule that buffer zone and put their Islamist Muslim Brotherhood group in there and do a regime change and bring Islamic regime into Syria. And this is exactly what they want. And historically also, they do not want the Kurds to have a similar Kurdish regional government in Syria. So in Kobani right now, the situation is very difficult. We don't have any assistance. The only airstrike here and there, it's again, President Obama is doing it for public opinion. He's not doing anything to really combat ISIS. I mean, this is an interesting question. Are we better off against terrorists or Muslim radicals today than 10 years ago or 8 years ago or 6 years ago? And the answer probably not. On Obama's watch, they're increasing, multiplying, and unfortunately their partner, the partner of the United States, mostly Saudi Arabia and a lot of these countries, including Turkey, Qatar, all of them, they do not want a democracy in that region. They do not want the Kurds to have democracy. And what we ask the Kurdish regional government to step in, and they have showed readiness to step in, but also there's some issues here that PYD or YPG, also they need to welcome the Kurds, and Turkey need to allow the Kurds of Iraqi to go into the region to help. So Kobani is in a destination. We have ISIS with the most advanced American weapon at their disposal. And this is,
Doctor, let me interrupt you. We only have, Doctor, we have a minute in this segment, so I want to ask you, if God forbid there's a massacre in Kobani, how culpable, how responsible is Barack Obama for his inaction?
I think he is responsible, to be honest, because what he has been doing for the last 2-3 years, helping these groups that the so-called part of Syrian opposition, most of them, they're Muslim radical, and they are anti-Kurds. So in essence, the American weapon left in Iraq. When he left Iraq, and this is how they transfer the weapon to ISIS. Iran has a hand in this too. So we cannot just discount everything. Iran is very masterful in moving this forward.
Right.
But also, I think the United States has a responsibility. As General said, I echo every word he said, and I agree with him.
Okay.
We need to step in.
Dr. Sherkoh Abbas, stay where you are, and General Vallely, we'll come back to you after the next segment. We're going to be joined by the CEO of Operation Hope, John Hope Bryant. He's going to talk about how the poor could save capitalism.